much wider sense for some. Demba Ba's goals helped Newcastle off to a great start in the first half of last season, but he hasn't scored since February. Gylfi Sigurdsson got 7 on loan for Swansea from January, but now kicks off for a new club for keeps. Tiote to Simpson. Simpson away from Defoe. They're trying to get away. Asuakoto. Caught by Simpson. He thought he'd done enough, twisting and turning away. He then very nearly played the ball into the most troublesome spot of all. It has worked out in the end because Lennon, Billy Whiz himself, is on the run. Sandro got lucky. Sigurdsson's offside though. Wouldn't have counted even if he had scored. And Krul made sure that he didn't. Flag went up straight away. Was it the right call? No, in a word. In line at least. Stephen Taylor. Now Danny Simpson. There's speculation about his future with Newcastle, having been chasing French fullback Mathieu Debuchy throughout the summer. Smart turn again from another Frenchman, Hatem Ben Arfa. Shot from Bar is deflected, and it's agonisingly just past the post. Friedel was beaten. He was staring back at his goal in despair. Came off Cisse, who wasn't offside. He was the player who deflected Bar's shot and very nearly scored his first goal of the season. Sandro had to work hard to keep that. Into Sigurdsson. Defoe, Sigurdsson, Bale and Lennon in the middle. Defoe trying to do it by himself, and he hits the woodwork. There's a man bang on his game and full of confidence. So he should be after his quite brilliant winning goal for England against Italy in the week. That caught everybody out. Asuakoto. Lennon. Lennon past Santon. Flips it across for Bale. Off the bar with Stephen Taylor doing his bit as well. Great stuff this from Aaron Lennon. Santon's beaten all ends up. And Gareth Bale thought he'd scored. Great leap. Just couldn't get quite high enough to get over the top of the ball. Tiote. Cabaye had a little bit of space for himself. Ben Arfa brilliantly back to Cabaye. Simpson. Bar to try to attack it. Kyle Walker didn't get enough on it at all. It's Bar! Quite brilliant. And pretty much out of nothing. Hardly any chances to score in the first half for Newcastle United. But 9 minutes into the second, they do hit the net. And that is a super finish. Kyle Walker was the fullback with the problem when he didn't get high enough to head it away. Skimmed off his head, but then flew off Demba Ba's instep. Newcastle United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Kaboul. Asuakoto. Bale has kept it in. Newcastle didn't think he had. Sigurdsson trying to bend one like Bar. Didn't bend it nearly enough. Something's bent Alan Pardew out of shape though, and it's the fact that he thought Newcastle should have had a throw in before Sigurdsson got the chance to shoot. Martin Atkinson's attention has been drawn to what he's been saying. Let's have a look. Now there's a push, and Alan Pardew has to leave the dugout. Arthur trying to switch it full width to Demba Ba. He nearly got it cleanly. Was met by Walker. Tigerishly wins the ball and gets forward for Tottenham Hotspur. And he's looking for Defoe. Finds Defoe. Good save, Tim Krul. And the corner is stopped. Love the way Stephen Taylor did this. Van der Vaart. Walker moving to this outside. Bale. Lennon's ball in, and Defoe is denied by Krul, but he's in for the rebound. Defoe gets his goal, and Spurs get their equaliser. Lennon resisted the temptation to curl for goal himself. He found Defoe, and Krul did well to keep out his first effort. But as he scrambled around, Defoe stayed switched on. The master poacher makes it Newcastle United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And if anybody was going to score for Spurs today, it was going to be Defoe. Newcastle fans try to find their voices again. Maybe Santon can help. And charging straight at the Spurs back line, and Tiote thinking about a shot, having the shot. Friedel just about getting there. Good work from Tiote there. Taylor forward, Perch there too. There's reluctance to get the ball in so far, but Ben Arfa might eventually. Ben Arfa gets into the box, and he's brought down for a penalty. Another jinking run from the Newcastle number 10. It's Lennon who can't stop him, apart from by that method. Oh, the slip cost Aaron Lennon. He slipped at first. Van der Vaart put a leg in when he maybe shouldn't have done. Clear penalty. Hatem Ben Arfa scores in front of the Gallowgate end. And Newcastle United have their lead back. Van der Vaart's telling Brad Friedel which way to go, but the goalkeeper didn't see him or ignored him. And the sent-off manager in the stands celebrates as much as he does. But so Cotta's off balance, and on the deck is Cisse, able to bring it down, but he had 3 navy blue Spurs shirts around him. Now it's Gutierrez who lets fly. Friedel has to tip it over the top. You could hear the cries of shoot from more than 3/4 of the ground, and Gutierrez heard them and heeded them. This is going in all right, and swerving.
A great result, and a really tight game, tactically a tight game. We kept our 2 strikers on the pitch, and luckily we did, because it was a real striker's goal, and that gave us the edge. I thought we just shaded it. The crowd helped us. They were brilliant today. It was such an atmosphere in here. It was brilliant.
When we had the momentum, we conceded a penalty, which blocked us a little bit. Again, gave a good response. Tried to get the second goal for the draw. You know, good positive signs on the sense that, you know, we came to Newcastle. It's a difficult ground to play. You know, a team who did so well last season, and we showed that we had a better team.
Well, you know, the first game, it always a lot of emotion, because you're back on the league. You're back playing games, full games with the full stadium, and I mean, always a lot of excitement, and we just wanted to do good, and I think we did.
I was just saying to the players about the Great Olympics and how to set an example, and there's me pushing the linesman over. It was comical. It just happened to be right in front of me when I was trying. I couldn't see either. There was somebody in the way, so I was trying to push him out of the way and shout at him. Oh, ridiculous.
Is it all sorted now? Have apologies been exchanged, etc.?
I went in and said, I'm sorry, I'll have to apologise publicly too, because it was ridiculous.
A quick view on that, why he's mentioned it. His apology accepted?
He'll be getting a letter off the players on Monday morning, fining him 2 weeks' wages.
Yeah. Quite rightly so. Absolutely. Excellent second half, wasn't it? I mean,
it was a real good game of football, actually. Newcastle went in with what we've seen last year. Didn't change. Their new signing, Nita, was on the bench. We're fortunate in the first half, because Spurs hit the bar and at the post through Bale and Defoe. But Spurs were slightly different, as in the way they played. I know they had to go in that way because they've only got 1 centre forward in Defoe. But I was intrigued at the way Villas-Boas had them pressing, and really pressing sort of high up the pitch. And for the majority of the game, that worked for them. It takes a lot of energy to do that. 1, 2, 3. Sigurdsson, Bale, Defoe, pressing high up there. Lennon coming in as well. And that worked for them, and all right, Newcastle went back. They did it exactly the same here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all compact and in a tight unit. Quite happy with that, Spurs are. It goes back, and in the end, they kick it long, and their game plan was working. But just once in the second half, because I said as it is tired, you got the 3 players there again. One ball beats 3 players there into Cabaye. Another one off Ben Arfa beats 3 players again there, back into Cabaye. He plays it long, and he mistimes it, does Walker. But I have to say, what a fantastic finish this is. Good
brilliant
touch, and the bend he gets on that and the accuracy he actually gets on it is incredible. And that's his first goal since February, since Pape Cisse came to the club. So he'll be absolutely delighted in that. And that's what got Newcastle going, really, because they were a little bit sluggish up until then. But it was a great finish.
Such a difficult technique that is, with the ball bouncing to curl it.
Yeah, beautifully
fantastic,
done. What about Tottenham, the via Spurs? Where do you stand
I
on
think
that appointment?
the new Tottenham manager will have mixed emotions. I think he'll be obviously massively disappointed with the result, but pleased with the performance. And he knows they'll have to improve, get points on the board quickly, but if they get a few in this week, they're still a force. They've still got a lot of really good players.
They need to get a few in.
Yeah, they will do.
Defoe's the only centre forward they have there, so they need at least one centre forward.
It's rather like the start of last season, the whole Modric thing is hanging over them again. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that our Football League show follows us.